Okay, looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. My name is Dayana Mayfield, and I'm the head of content here at Design Files. We are back with another live workshop. Today, we have Brittany and Ava from Girls at Flourish, a full-service creative photography agency that specializes in the luxury home industry. They are going to teach us how to get high-impact headshots and become our own creative director. Welcome, Brittany and Ava. How are you guys doing today?
We're so good. Thanks for having us. We're excited to be here.
Excited.
Yay, I'm excited too. This is like a really unique and special topic that we have not covered before. So I was really excited when you guys let me know about this. And so tell me, where are you located?
We're in Nashville. We're in a little town called Clarksville, if anybody's ever heard of it, but we're about 45 minutes outside of Nashville.
Okay, awesome. And so you guys go to High Point every year, probably.
Yeah, yep. We go to High Point and Las Vegas Market. We'll talk about that a little more in depth in our presentation today. But yeah, that's one of our most favorite things to do is branding photography sessions for designers at Market. It makes a really nice backdrop if you don't have a home or a project that you're excited about and want to be photographed in. You can meet us at a beautiful showroom and get some awesome photos of yourself to kind of jumpstart all your web presence.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. Steal the stage, and then everybody's in one place. I love it. So on that note, I'm going to let you guys dive into the slides. I'm going to disappear, and then I'll come back for Q&A. So everybody watching, if you have questions, feel free to pop them in the comments while the presentation is going on. So that way, when we get to Q&A, we already have some questions to answer. All right. I'm going to add your slides, and whoops, we went to the
very end.
I went to the very end. Let me see if I can go back. We were just testing it. It works. It works.
And it worked all the way to the end.
Okay.
Okay, so now I can, oh, yep, I'm driving now. Okay, cool. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I am getting over a cold, so I apologize in advance. I'm going to try and not have like a hacking up my lung job in the middle of this, but sorry about it, just in case. So we're Ava and Brittany, Girls at Flourish, and a little more about us. So we are a full service creative photography agency, we call ourselves. So we do interiors, projects, photos, as well as the branding, headshot, people side of all of it, which isn't necessarily something that all of your interior photographers do. So we're kind of unique in that way. Together, we've had over 20 years of experience. We've worked for people like Studio McGee, people featured in Architectural Digest. We just want to help people gain a competitive advantage in the marketplace. We're trying to help you all stand out in this overly saturated market that we're in today. So this is something we're so passionate about, and we're excited. It seems like you must be too if you're here with us today. So let's get to talking about this.
I know a lot of people, I feel like when you think of branding, you think of like logos, colors, design, like web design and things like that. But it's so much more when we talk about branding photography, because it's much more than your logo. It's what people think about when they think about your business. It's that emotional connection and how you're portrayed as a person and your trustability and all of that.
Yes. So I think the title of our talk today was about high impact headshots. And basically when we say branding, it's like headshots on crack. We're trying to get you like so deep nitty gritty on what your vibe, your personality, how you're portrayed as a person, trustability, all within an image, all within your photos. So if we keep mentioning branding throughout our talk today, you'll kind of know that's what we mean. It's your headshots on crack. Okay, so before we get into the weeds on how to plan your own photo shoot, we thought we would just kind of hit this point even more. Why is this even important? Why is it good to have really strong branding? And a lot of these are just like regular business principles, and they happen to really fit in with our branding. So the first one is our know, like, and trust factor, and that's maybe a phrase you've heard before. But people need to know who you are, like you enough to stick around, and trust you enough to invite you into their home life. And especially in the interior design world, you've got such a unique position where you're being invited into people's very private home lives for sometimes up to 2 years for a project, right? And you're seeing them like fight with their spouse over money, and you're seeing how messy their house is, and you're probably seeing them cry about who knows what. You really need to build that know, like, and trust factor. They might see your pretty images online, but if they get to really know you and your personality and feel like, yeah, I could see them being a part of my life, then you're winning.
Yep, exactly. And hopefully it isn't all crying and sad. Hopefully
It's happy to.
But whenever you start showing up authentically as you have great branding photos, you're going to start repelling the clients that you don't want to necessarily work with and attract the clients that you do want to work with. And that's pretty straightforward. People are going to start feeling like they're connecting with you and going back to that like, know, and trust factor. It all kind of builds on itself.
Mm-hmm. People hire people, not portfolios. So this day and age, people are getting on Instagram and Pinterest, and they can see any number of really cool, beautiful designs. Some of them might not even be made by a person. They might be made by AI. And there's just really like, we all know your designs are unique and they should stand out on their own, but they just might get lost in the wash of it all. There's just so much out there.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that no one's going to be able to find on Pinterest and Instagram is you. You are the unique selling point of your work, and people are hiring you, not your portfolio. Well, you want them to hire your portfolio too, but they're going to fall in love with you because of you.
Right. They can go on Pinterest if they want to find some good inspiration on design. But yeah, this is how you're going to stand out in a saturated market. So think of a designer that you know that has thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers, a very well-known designer. How are they standing out? So maybe we can talk about this in the comments. Think about it. What are they doing to stand out? Yeah. Anything to add on that, Brittany?
Yeah, I would be curious, and maybe, I don't know if Dayana is still around to, are we allowed to, oh, she's coming back on. Are we allowed to like have some live feedback in the comments, or should we wait until?
Yeah, we can definitely do that. Yeah, people can kind of share their thoughts in the comments for sure.
Yeah, so we're wondering who's someone, like anyone could throw someone out. Shay McGee, someone who's just like really well known, and we can kind of dissect what are they doing that is helping them stand out.
How are they standing out? What are they doing?
Any thoughts on well-known designers?
If not, we can always hop in at the end.
People can be shy, it's fine.
Yeah.
Joanna.
Joanna. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's think about them. How are they standing out? I mean, clearly they have a TV show, huh? But I think they stand for, like, the fact that I know as much as I know about her, about Joanna, it's like she's a Christian woman standing for these like traditional home values, and she's expanded into like the cooking and what else? Cooking, restaurants, baking, children's book. Everything is kind of like traditional family values. And so she's been able to build an entire brand on that. And anything that she's adding on to, oh, I'm going to create this hotel. Well, it's for those families to come have a vacation and have a good-hearted family time. Or they're going to come to my restaurant, share a family meal. They're going to watch my cooking show. That's all kind of like her brand value, and everything she does radiates on that. Someone else said Kelly Wersler. She's one we love to dissect too. She's such a good. So Kelly Wersler, she's edgy, cutting edge. Like she's her fashion is everything. She's like posing with cool art. The way she's posing is like, I'm sitting on this chair, like I own this chair. Like no one's ever sat on a chair this way.
Confidence, cutting edge, all of
and
these.
it gets to where you're like scrolling in your feed, and before you even like see that tiny name that says Kelly Wearstler, you know, like just based on what you're seeing and the style of it, like, oh, I bet this is Kelly Wearstler, and then you see that it is.
Yep.
Allison Victoria, another one. She's a good one in Chicago, HGTV. She's that like luxury high end. She's gonna like go over budget on your project, but it's worth it because she's putting you into the next level of the stratosphere with her looks. And you can tell because she's coming with her cute little designer handbag to her job, and with all of her, like, everything is personifying luxury about her. And so that's kind of her niche. So anyway, it's kind of fun to just see, even with these three very different, Joanna and Chip, traditional, home, family, Kelly Wearstler, like edgy, artsy, Allison Victoria, luxury, expensive.
Yeah.
But because we know that and we can sit here and name that off the top of our heads, they're really well known and successful. So anyway, the goal is to get that way with all of us. So
yeah,
let's break it down some more. You want me to talk about Ariane?
Sure do.
Okay. So Ariane has been one of our clients, Ariane Belisar. This is a photo we took of her at High Point. And some of you might know her. She was the host this year on Extreme Home Makeover. And she's just killing it. And it's been so cool to see her to like be a part of that journey. And just recently, like last week, she had posted something perfect on Instagram that we were like, oh my gosh, we couldn't have asked her to post something this perfect. And she didn't even do it for us. But so we wanted to show you her own words about how she chose to level up her business. And this is Dayana. This is the one where we need your help. Okay, yep. Okay, so this is Ariane. And she said, throwing it back to the day I embraced the pixie cut and stepped fully into my next chapter. I had just made the decision to take myself and my business more seriously. So I booked a branding shoot, revamped my mindset, and matched the internal shift with a bold external change. I was nervous, unsure if the cut would suit me, but I needed to see myself differently to be seen differently. That first shot, this one that we're seeing, it's me in the car, hyping myself up, whispering affirmations, and faking confidence until it felt real. And then the next shot, that second one, that's the energy fully activated. And then she talks a little more about her hair. But we thought that was so perfect. And we want to be clear that, like, we don't think if you book one branding photography session, it's going to change everything about your business and your life, and you're going to become a TV celebrity designer. That's not it exactly, but it's the idea of making that mindset shift into investing in yourself, whether it's through, okay, I'm going to put some time and effort into my brand image, or I'm going to hire a business coach, or I'm going to show up to this webinar right now. It's all a part of that same mindset shift of like being ready to level up. And we love our job so much because we feel like we catch people in the middle of that. We get to catch people who are like, yep, I'm doing it. Let's launch from here into the stratosphere. And then we get to be a small part in watching them level up. So anyway, that's just kind of our cheesy little, like, we love you. And we love to see people do this. We love to see people shift and change and grow and be a part of the journey. So back to our slides.
So, yeah, Brittany can stop talking for a second. I'll chime in.
Water.
So this is a quote that we found in an Architectural Digest that goes perfectly with this presentation. And it says, one of the biggest, most consistently made social media mistakes, and this is going back to the branding here, assuming that photos of your work will be enough to turn a passive viewer into a client. Although interior designers routinely show post after post of polished interiors, many do so at the exclusion of sharing their most important marketing asset, which is themselves. In the luxury market, clients buy you first and your portfolio second. Let that sink in. They feel like they need to know you and trust you, and you'll serve as a professional advisor and friend on behalf of their most important investment, which is their home. So going back into that like, no, trust factor and all the reasons why it's so important for you to show your face on social media and across all platforms and not just share your portfolio. They want to connect with you.
Yes. Okay, so now that we've kind of really drilled that into your head, it's important to get branding photography. Let's get into the details, how to be the creative director of your brand shoot. So there's a lot that goes into nailing down your brand imagery and having a really successful photo shoot. And we want to kind of show you, we're going to go through kind of some bigger picture questions we ask, show you an example of some clients, their answers, and then we'll break it down even further into like how you should be posing, what you should be wearing, where you should be doing it, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll kind of lead you, guide you through this whole process.
So the very first thing that we do with our branding clients is we send them a questionnaire. And it's important for us to know everything about them so that we can help them showcase themselves how they want to be showcased in their photos. And so these are some questions that we think that are top 3, like some of the most important questions you can ask yourself when you're preparing for a photo session. The first question is, how would my friends and family describe my personality? And this is going to be, your answer is going to be like the most authentic thing that you can think of. Like, your close friends and family know you best, and what would they say about you? How would they describe your personality? This is kind of one of those like deep thinking questions that can ultimately like alter how your whole session goes. Your second question is, who's my ideal client? And you need to be very specific about this and ask yourself, like, what do they care about? Where do they shop? Are they thrifting? Are they shopping at Prada? And what are the pain points in their life? And once you figure out the answers to these questions, you're going to be able to ultimately like serve your clients better, and be able to share more content and show yourself in a way that they align with. And then number 3 is, what direction do I want to steer my clients, and how can I show them that I am the person for the job? And that is your competitive advantage, I believe.
Yes. Okay, so we'll show you an example, because right now this might seem kind of like
very like
high level. Yeah. So case study, Emily Yates from Urban Revival, which I believe she's recently done a webinar with y'all. Maybe some of you have seen her before. She's wonderful. So she's a client of ours, and this is like straight from how she's answered these questions. So how would her family and friends describe her personality? Fun, ADHD, ahead of trends, social, extrovert, caring, unique, down for a good time. Who's her? She's so down for a good time. We can say, as friends of hers as well. Her ideal client, and we took this like right from her website actually, because she has done the work on really narrowing that down and knowing how to speak to them. So very busy heads of companies, professional athletes, entrepreneurs, real estate executives who are looking for a designer to become their trusted advisor and advocate. So very busy people, they don't have time to be trying to design their own homes. They want someone they can super duper trust, advocate for them, to do it for them. And then what direction is she trying to steer her clients? Toward bold and non-boring design, risk-taking, trend-setting, lots of color, pattern, luxurious finish. Trying to think if there's anything else I could say about her, but I think that's good. So we'll show you now her last branding session that we did with her, how we kind of translated that visually. So we did these at Las Vegas Market, and you can see kind of some of that like fun and playful, like there's a pillow on her head, or she's on that furry lounger with her hand over her face. But then she's in like a powerful portrait pose, like showing that trustworthiness, confidence. She can be that trusted advisor. Some of them she's looking like soft and welcoming. She's not so edgy that she's not going to be able to be invited into your home and be your trusted advisor. But then they're almost more like a high fashion vibe, a little bit of an edgier toward a Kelly Wearstler vibe, if I was going to take a trend of a direction. Yeah. And that all works for her brand, for her being fun, ahead of trends, caring, unique, down for a good time, but she's still like trustworthy for these busy people. It's bold, it's non-boring, it's risk-taking.
Yep.
So
see all of that, all of it ties together, like outfits, posing, backdrops. Is she on like a really interesting piece of furniture? Like what's in the background? All of these things kind of tied together into bringing that vision to life.
Yes. Okay, so we can break it down even further, like step by step, what we do when we're planning a session and what you could kind of think about too.
Yep. So we'll go into what you're wearing, your hair and makeup vibes, backdrop, your location, your posing, and shot list, how you can get super duper organized.
So what to wear and hair and makeup, we kind of clumped together. We can't see who all is out here on this webinar with us right now, but we're assuming a lot of you are women just because that's tends to be the trend in our industry, huh? But even for our male friends, don't be afraid of the makeup situation, and our hair as well, which you can, I mean, like Emily, even her haircut is like edgy, non-boring. It's like a short little pixie cut. How we do our hair is so much a part of our brand. It's insane. So quite simply on the hair and makeup part, like do it. Think about it. If I'm more of like a sweet, traditional, whatever, I might have my hair down and curly. If I'm edgy, I'm going to think about something else. Photos tend to wash out our face afterwards. So we tell everyone to wear makeup, even you like sweet little natural girlies who are like, I don't wear makeup in my real life. Like wear some for your photo shoot because it'll just look so nice and people will still recognize you.
Natural too, that you feel confident, you know.
Yeah.
Nice, neutral, natural.
Yeah. And then what to wear, we thought we kind of pulled some of these style boards that our wardrobe stylist has created for people to just kind of show some of the vibes too. So like this one on the left with the bright pink sweater and the stripes, and it's kind of casual, but the jeans are like very purposeful with the rolled up flaps. They're still very stylish, and the accessories, like that leans kind of toward that bold, colorful. You're wanting your clients to take some risks, versus that dress in the middle is kind of a sweet, traditional, like I could see a Joanna Gaines wearing that. It's like a, sweet, feminine, welcoming, versus that suit on the end of like the boss babe, powerful, confident. So thinking about your personal brand vibe and then how could that translate into what to wear?
Yeah, and a little bit of a tip is wear what you'd normally wear, every day, maybe, and just elevate it. What I'm saying is don't go so different than what you'd normally wear that you feel uncomfortable, because it's going to show in the photos. Make sure that you have different options. Make sure you try them on beforehand. If you need to get things altered, or if you need to tweak something very slightly to make it feel more like you, do that. But the key is to preparing in advance and feeling confident.
Yep. And I like that she said, having it be something that feels like you. It goes back to the questions you ask yourself on like, what do my friends and family say my personality is like? If they were to see these photos after, are my friends and family going to be like, that outfit is so perfect for you? Or are they going to be like, what? That's not you. What are you wearing? The more it's just authentic to you, the more easily you'll be able to embody your brand because it's already you. Like it'll be easier to think of comments for social media. It'll be easier to think of what to wear. It'll be easier to interact with people because it just is you. You're not trying to be someone else that you're not, that you like to see on Instagram and you're trying to copy. Like, be you.
Yeah, we've even had, so during branding shoots, we allow a couple of outfit changes, and some people will do like their nice elevated, very put together look. And then for their second look, they'll do something more that you'd see them on site wearing, maybe like a little bit of an elevated jean tennis shoe, like maybe the first one, you know, the first look that says look number 3 on there. Something that they can feel like, you know, they're not going to be dressed to the nines every single day that you see them, or you see your clients, I should say. So having a little bit of mixture of both, if you can rock both, then do it. But if you're dressy all the time, then be dressy.
Yeah, be you.
Be
boo.
you.
Be you, boo. Okay, backdrop, location.
Yep. So this is something very important to think about. If you have a project that you've designed that you feel like is a great representation of your style, and that you'd like to attract more clients that feel connected with it, shoot it there. We don't recommend shooting it on the same day as an install and or your interiors photographer comes by to get photos of it. And maybe you don't even hire that same person that's shooting your interiors. Maybe you find a branding specialist or a portrait specialist to come in on a different day. But yeah, on install days and photo shoot days, it's just so chaotic. You're likely not going to feel your best, look your best. So we definitely recommend doing it on a different day. And then on the flip side, if you don't have any projects that you're feeling super duper proud of, or maybe you're trying to attract a different client and get kind of out of the hamster wheel that you're currently in, you can rent a space. There's places like Home Studio List, Ave. You can even do it at High Point, Vegas, Dallas, wherever you're going.
Yes.
Yes. In a showroom that feels more of like the direction that you're going in. So
Yeah.
drop location.
It's a nice way to coach people into, like, say currently you're doing all your clients want you to do light and bright and neutral, and you're like, I really want more people to be doing like bold and colorful, but none of the stuff in my portfolio is looking like that. That's when it's like, okay, well then we go to Sunpan showroom, or we go to some cool wallpaper showroom and get really cool portraits of you there. And then people are seeing, oh, I'm associating this person now with these bold, bright, colorful things. And I like that, and I want more of it. So it's kind of a nice way to gently lead the horse to the water, as the saying goes. I liked in the comments here, Hope Kristen Interiors said, it's back when we were talking about our looks and our hair and makeup. She said, a distinctive hairstyle can definitely make you more memorable. Erin Napier with blonde pixie. Joanna Gaines has her long, dark, straight hair. Justina Blakeney with her big, curly, dark hair. Yeah, it is. I'm sure like a hairstylist could get on here and go nuts talking about how our hair is so much a part of our personal brand, but it's definitely something to think about. It really, our hair portrays so much about us.
I know, and it's bad because I like to grow my hair out really long and then I chop it off. So we have to get our branding photos done much more frequently.
Because dramatic changes.
Always changing my hair.
At least it's always staying the same color though. You're not going like emo. Yeah. Okay. And someone else said, love the idea of shooting in a place that isn't my project. That represents me. Thanks. We love it. We love to be here for ideas.
Yeah.
Okay. Types of posing. This can get really fun for us. This is not an exhaustive list. There are certainly other types of posing, but these are just some of the common ones that we see of like how people's personalities can kind of translate into posing. So that first one there, edgy, that's our client Lindsay, and you can clearly tell from like how she's dressed and the backdrop too. That's all edgy. Like she's in a bold, global looking backdrop, and she's got dreadlocks and like the bold dress pattern, all of that. But then her posing too, she's like kind of in this confident, gripping the edge of the console. Her face is a little more serious. It's not like I'm playful and fun. It's like I'm edgy. So that's kind of how that one can translate.
Yep. The confident boss babe. The posing tends to be more like chin up, straight on. Also has everything to do with what you're wearing. She's wearing like a little vest.
Power vest.
Power vest. Yep. The soft smile. So definitely power posy, boss vibes there.
We got sweet and inviting. Our friend here, I would say that's kind of more like the Joanna Gaines vibe, right? Of like, I'm this sweet, like, welcome to my home. I'm so friendly. I want to sit and hear about your life and like, please let me in.
Yep. And obviously playful. You're going to see lots of non-traditional posing like twirling, maybe some blurry things, laughing and smiling. So that's kind of how we would describe this posing style.
Yeah. And then feminine too, I think we skipped over, but like Dana there in her pink jacket, it's like sitting with her dainty little legs crossed and her gentle hand out on her lap. Like it looks it's kind of like leaning into her curves and the femininity of it all.
Yeah. And the cool thing about posing is that you like several of these can be combined, like sweet, inviting, and feminine, edgy, confident, and boss babe. Like you can be feminine and playful. So a lot of these things can be translated and combined too, to even get more deep, needs.
And and there's other ones out there that we didn't even put on here for the sake of, not talking your ear off. A shot list. So before your session, we recommend having a shot list created, whether you're creating it or your photographer is creating it, just to help keep the shoot focused and on track. We love working, like a lot of times when people hire us, they're also in the middle of like a full rebrand and they're working with a web designer and a business coach and stuff. And they have the web designer's like, hey, yeah, we really need a shot of them like shopping for products like in this one, because there's a perfect little blurb that we're going to put on their website or whatever. So it can be collaborative with other experts you're working on, or at the very least, if you just know, I know I'm going to need these for my website and for social media and for whatever, making sure it includes a range of like traditional headshots, some more behind the scenes looking like lifestyle working shots, detail shots, just a lot of good variety so that you can plug and play into a lot of different aspects on all your web materials, all your assets. Did I just lose my train of thought in the middle? Did that sound complete, Ava?
No, it sounded like you're going to start a new sentence.
It did. The cold medicine is kicking in.
Just to recap, the shot list is just going to keep you organized. A lot of times, doing that work on the front end will help you just stay on track, make sure you're not forgetting anything. And sometimes it even helps people get out their nerves a little bit because they're following like a list, too. So just make sure that you're getting the most out of your session. Make sure you're getting really good variety, things that you can use across all of your digital platforms, website, social media, et cetera, wherever you're doing your marketing on. So, yep.
Okay, so this is the portion where we just wanted to tell you a little more. If you got through that whole presentation and you're like, holy crap, I had no idea that much should go into a branding shoot and now I don't even want to do it. If you're like, I want to just hire someone instead, we just wanted to tell you a little more about our market sessions. So currently we go to Vegas and High Point. Our next one's Vegas in July, and then spring High Point's already sold out. Obviously, that's next week, but October High Point too. We do these shoots, and so we kind of do all of that planning for you. You send us a questionnaire, and then we get to work on like, okay, this is the kind of posing we need. This is the vibe. This is the shot list. We have a wardrobe stylist do a call with you, and she helps you like nail down your look, help you decide like, okay, yeah, with that blazer you need a chunky necklace or whatever it is. She'll help you totally polish up your look. We have hair and makeup on site for you at market to get you looking right. We choose the best showrooms to go with your vibes. You get outfit changes, so you're not just stuck with one look. It kind of gives it more longevity.
Only an hour and 15 minutes. So it's not gonna, we know you're there at market, like shopping, working, maybe a little bit of drinking and eating, but we're not there to take up your whole day. We are really efficient and we get a lot of content in a short period of time because we've done all of this back end work for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of our favorite. We've been going to High Point for 3 years now, and we've got really great like relationships with the showrooms. They all look forward to seeing who we're going to bring by with us for a photo appointment. And if there's new showrooms we haven't been to yet that people are interested in, we always go meet new ones and try to get more relationships going. So it's been a really cool way to meet lots of you and help you in a unique way when you're trying to shift gears or grow in a way. And we all know you're showing up to High Point dressed freaking great anyway. You're part of the fashion show, so might as well get some hair and makeup done and capitalize on it, right?
Yeah. And you can, if you want to take out your phone and scan this QR code, it'll take you to our website and you can kind of see more of our work and get in touch with us if you want to chat more.
Mm-hmm. And if you're like happen to be viewing this on your phone and you can't scan the QR, it's girls@flourish.com if you need to find it. So I see some questions popping into the comments. Go ahead and start adding more in there and we'll start going through. Oh, and Dayana's coming back too.
Hello, hello. That was awesome.
Yay. Glad you liked it.
Thanks.
Yeah. Did you have one more slide or are we good?
No, do we have any?
Just
it's just any questions?
Okay.
Girls.com. Find us on Instagram. Let's be friends.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that has our website and Instagram. There's our QR code. Okay, yeah. Do we want to just read through some questions?
Yeah, let's dive into the questions. I'll just leave this QR code up for a little bit longer and then I'll go to the other slide and then I'll take it down. So I'll just leave that for a little bit longer. Let's see. So, okay. Well, do you have any recommendations for setting up for doing my own headshots photography along with interior design? Like, yeah, how do people kind of, set it up themselves, would you say?
As in like if you were gonna not even hire a photographer and try to like set it up on a tripod or something, or
kind of sounds like it. Yeah, she's kind of sounds like it because you're saying doing my own headshots. So yeah, it kind of sounds like is it possible to do that totally on your own?
I would say sure, anything's possible. I hate getting like my tripod out and trying to do it on my own, but
it takes way longer just to get that perfect shot.
I do think though, like there's a time and place for ones that look a little more DIY and casual, like a selfie on your phone, and those can be just as important. Like, don't let the fact that you're not hiring a photographer stop you from posting yourself on your feed. Like, if it makes sense for you to turn the camera onto yourself and hop on stories and talk about something in your process that you're doing that day, like, do that. Not everything has to be professional. And then, if you are trying to do something on your own that maybe looks a little higher end, I guess I would say just go through some of these ideas that we gave you. Like, what are you going to wear? What kind of shots are you going to get? What else did we say? Do your hair and makeup. Like, just put a lot of intention into what you're wearing, how you're looking, what you're doing.
Yeah.
Images. And then, I don't know, have your partner take some pictures of you on their iPhone in a cute location. Like, you can do it.
Yeah, I would say it sounds like you might have a little bit of a background maybe in photography. You said photography is my love along with interior design. So if you have a nice camera and you have a tripod, we recommend just setting it up, getting the composition that you want. A lot of times there's a clicker that you can buy, like a Bluetooth remote clicker. So once you get in your shot, you can press that button and smile at the camera or do whatever you're wanting, and it'll capture you there. So that is a little bit of a tip for those of you who that want to take professional photos of yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she said how much we charge and how quickly will we book up for next High Point Market. Our market sessions start at $3,200, and that just includes all like the hair and makeup, the wardrobe consultation, all of it.
All
And
the photos. Everything.
and then we usually are sold out like a month before market, but we start filling up. Like we've already got inquiries coming in for fall market. It's starting. So don't sleep on it if you're trying to make it happen. And we have Vegas too.
Yeah, Vegas is in July. So
Yeah.
sooner if you need them sooner.
What other questions? Is that it?
I'm curious about the markets. So you're allowed to do the photos? Nobody ever like stops you?
No, we get permission every time. So we'll at this point, a lot of them we've been coming to multiple times a year for a few years, and they're like, Brittany, Ava, come on. We'll kind of set appointments with them ahead of time, like, hey, we know we've got this client, Samantha, who wants to come, and they know to be ready for us. Or sometimes if one of our clients like really wants some showroom that we've never been to before, we'll call or email or stop in and get permission ahead of time, or have some of them do say no. Like Four Hands is one that everyone wants to shoot in and they always say no. But we know we have our good backups for like, okay, this one has a similar vibe to Four Hands, and they're always like, yes, so we'll do that.
Mm-hmm. Do they want like some kind of credit or like being tagged? Like if you post it, tag them?
Yeah, it's definitely a mutual, back and forth. So we always like to tag the showrooms, the specific brands if it's available. And we always ask our clients to do that too. Just out of respect, they're allowing us to use their showroom. And obviously, if they're shopping their brands, it'd be a good collaboration to be a part of.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like we're getting a question. How many photos does that include for the 3,200?
We promise at least 50. We don't cap it though. So if we always deliver more than 50, all the good ones that we get, we will deliver to you. A lot of people end up with more like 60 or 70. If it's a team too, if it's like a 2-person or 3-person shoot, there's more. So 50 plus, we say.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And someone asked about the travel expenses. That's all part of it. It's just $3,200. We don't like $3,200 plus $1,000 for our hotel or anything.
No, it's all inclusive. Yeah, you don't have to worry about travel. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Any other questions? Throw them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm trying to think if there's anything specific about you said it includes like the wardrobe consultation. So that means like you would meet beforehand to suggest like what, and then they would maybe go shop that and then come.
Yeah. Yep. We have a girl, she's here in Nashville, but she does a call with all of our clients, a 30-minute call, and you can use that 30 minutes however you want. So I think so far the best way has been if you come prepared with a couple of outfit ideas and you can like try them on for her, show them to her, and then she can help you whittle down like, okay, yeah, this one's not doing it for that vibe. Don't even wear that one. This one's great. Let's add a nude heel with it, and why don't you try rolling your sleeves up this way to make your arms look longer or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so that's been a really good way to use that 30-minute call, but people have used it however. People have like brought her into their closet with her on their computer and they're like, help me choose. So
shopping in their closets.
Yeah, so you can use that.
That's fun. That's really cool how you have that relationship with her. So then you have that kind of like specialist.
Yeah. And then she's always there. So that 30-minute call is what's included. And for most people, that's exactly what they need. And then occasionally there's someone that's like, no, I need more. I want her to shop for me. And then she can just take it from there and like, okay, sure. Then there's this add-on price and I'll shop for you or whatever. So
yeah,
it can be as involved as you want it to be.
Yes. As hands-on.
Yeah. And then do you notice like your clients will tend to like kind of carry that style forward with their like social media? Like, I mean, that's probably, they get a lot out of it other than just the photos, right?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a whole, like once you kind of understand your brand image, like, yeah, knowing how to dress for your photo shoot or how to do your hair for your photo shoot's great, but having that understanding in general of like, here's how I can dress to stay on brand. And then anytime you want to pop onto your Instagram stories or whatever it is, you're looking and acting on brand, and it's just helping further build that trustability with your audience.
I've definitely seen a trend with our past clients who never typically had done branding sessions in the past. They'll have one with us, and it kind of changes the way that they think about branding moving forward. And it's, you know, a lot of our clients, they don't live near us. So we get the opportunity to shoot them in at market, but then they'll hire another photographer back at home. And they have such a clear vision because they have done this with us that they're able to kind of build on that and just make it even better moving forward for themselves. So
Nice.
it's kind of cool to see.
Love that. So we got a question popping in here. Do you have any thoughts or tips on outdoor brand photo shoots? I like the outdoors. I want to include that in my overall brand identity.
I would think including some element of outdoors feels fine. I wouldn't do like the whole entire thing in the mountains or whatever, because then it's like, what is this person about? Like, what is their business? But if it's like, for example, Emily Yates, who we showed on our as like our example of branding, we've done one for her because she works in the desert mountains of Phoenix. Like a lot of her clients are in Paradise Valley, and it's known for the mountains. And so we did half of her shoot like out in the mountains, and then half of it back inside in some spaces that she's designed. And some of them were outdoor spaces, like the poolside and the chairs, and then some of it was a living room. So it all kind of blended in. So now if she wants to have a blurb on her website that's like, I'm designing homes in the mountains of Phoenix, there can be a picture of her in the mountains of Phoenix, and it feels like cohesive with it. So I guess it just depends on how you're going to use it, and if it fits in with your branding. I would say at the base level, like you're still an interior designer and you want people to relate to you with interiors, but if there's a way that being outdoors relates to, don't be afraid of it.
Yeah. Like a backyard patio by the pool, like pool house, that kind of thing, incorporating the outdoor elements with your design, that would be like the ultimate chef's kiss for sure.
Or if you're like dressed, I'm thinking of like people in the Pacific Northwest who it's like very much a part of their culture to be wearing their North Face jackets and their like wool headbands and things. Like maybe you're dressed in a way that screams like outdoorsy, but you're still in an interior place. And maybe you're at like Loloy Rugs and they have all those cool woven tapestries, and that feels like outdoors in Peru and stuff. There's a way that you can like get that outdoorsy vibe and still have it translate to like, I'm an inside girl. I'm gonna be on your inside.
Oh, it sounds like she's an outside girl.
Yeah. Or like you said, maybe like a small percentage. Like if somebody's like a coastal living designer, they could have, 20% of their photo shoot time by the beach.
Yeah, we love that. It all goes together.
Yeah, I liked how Donna said, I need your stylist every day. LOL. So do we. Just want to have a 30-minute call with her every day. I love the pic of our client crossing the street in the city. It wasn't as interior, but established her feel. Yeah, that was that one of Ariane, her Instagram. Yeah, we've done some like out on the streets too, especially if you're like a designer in an urban area and that's part of it. Like, if you're in downtown Nashville and designing lofts, it makes perfect sense for there to be a picture of you crossing the street in your heels and the skyline of Nashville is behind you.
Yeah.
And it could be like also behind the scenes at High Point, like you're shopping, you're going, you have all these samples and these bags and you're maybe not your mimosa, but
the post is you educating your clients on what High Point even is and why when you hire a designer you're getting so much more, because we're going to these markets every 6 months to see what's trending. Only interior designers can purchase from these places, and we're getting things you can't get, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's a total market to capitalize on just educating people about High Point.
Yep.
I think part of what you're kind of teaching us too is like to take advantage of where you already are, right? So it's like if somebody's going on a trip, say they like have a bohemian style and they're going to Marrakesh or some cool marketplace, like to kind of like what if you have a friend with you, or you can even, you know, hire those like photographer. It was like fly photography or something like that, or they're like they meet you on a trip. Like I think part of what we're getting is like make use of, like, you know, when you're going to a market, you're going to a trip, anything that can tie back to your brand, like take that opportunity to get some good photos.
Yep.
Yeah. Content is king, man.
People love the behind the scenes. As you know, if any of you guys post behind the scenes or before and afters and what you're doing day in the life, like that tends to get so much more engagement online than anything else. And obviously photos of yourself. But people love to see what you're doing on a daily basis. They're nosy.
Yes.
Help feed people's nosiness by putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
It's like reality TV.
Yeah. And it's amazing when you see people that some of those designers that we talked about at the beginning, when you do it well, it's like they do manage to infuse it into everything. Like having that clear brand, it just ties into everything that they do.
Yeah.
So
it's a dance.
Very important. Yes. Somebody said amazing insights and fantastic education. Thank you so much. So I think we will wrap it up here. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Brittany and Ava, for joining us. That was a really, really fun workshop. So I hope everybody kind of takes it and runs with it.
Yes. We can't wait to see. We'll be cheering for you online. Follow us on Instagram so we can see what you're doing.
Yes. We love that. Thank you guys so much.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.